I am this guy, Spocka Summa. I'm from Providence, Rhode Island, you know.
Do you feel like you had some sort of artistic drive?
I feel like as far as artistic drive, it's funny because it happened like, one day I couldn't draw for anything, right? And then I feel like it was like, this is in my mind, it might've been years, but then I took a day and I spent more time on what I was drawing, and then it came out really nice, and I was like, oh, I can draw. And then from then, that's when I've been into art and kind of creating my own thing.
When was that? Were you a kid?
I was probably like 6.
6?
Yeah.
Were you supported as a younger person?
Yeah, my mom and dad definitely supported my art. My mom, you know, she'd draw and like paint and stuff a little bit too, so maybe that's where I picked it up from. You know,
so it's in the family?
It's not in the family, but it's around. Yeah, for sure.
From there, what did you do? Were you writing down lyrics?
Well, so I wasn't even rapping yet. So it started off as drawing. And like in high school, middle school, I did a bunch of contests with the city. Like I got first place like in a couple contests ran by, maybe it was by the mayor, I don't know who it was, but I went to City Hall a couple times for some paintings and drawings and stuff like that. Rap probably started when I was 15 or 16. Yeah.
And from there, what made you continue? Like, what was the drive?
The drive was, honestly, it probably wasn't the music. It was finding a way to get the music to people. Cause like the making a message and give it and delivering that, that's easy. I'm like, okay, how can I give it to people in an interesting way that's different? That was what really intrigues me and still intrigues me to this day, yeah.
What was your message back then?
The message was, back then?
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's funny because you grow, you progress. So when I first started rapping, it was like, you know, the typical rap, and just about being cool and stuff like that. And then it transitioned into me wanting to talk more about like the mind state of like artists and people and individuals and stuff like that. So that's what it transitioned into.
At what age was that?
What age? I'd say I stopped rapping for a little bit and I was more focused on like art and like booking concerts. I'd say I really got back into music probably 5 years ago, like seriously and like with a mission and with a goal, about 5 years ago. Yeah.
So you seem to have your hand in everything.
Yes, my hands.
How did that get started?
So in high school, well first, like I was telling you before, I was throwing like parties in Newport just to have fun, you know, amongst friends. And then I started putting together, well actually I got booked by a venue called Jerky's. It used to be like down the street or something, to do a couple shows. I did the show and I had fun. I was like, I think I could do this better if I put it together myself, you know? Not anything against the promoter of the venue, but I just felt like something was missing. So that's when I started really diving into the shows, yeah.
So
If I even answered your question, I don't remember what it was, but yeah.
At this stage in the game, where do you hope to be in like the next 5 years?
Currently,
Yeah.
maybe I'll be putting the whole PVD Fest together, you know, because for me it's not just about rapping or anything like that. It's really about how to bring everything together, you know, because everything's a piece. The painters, the vendors, the DJs, like without the DJs we have nothing. Without the painters, this is a different situation, you know? So how many creatives can we get involved? So I mean, as big as we can go, you know, obviously it has to have a budget, but whatever I can do. We're working on something. Me and my girl are working on something. Yeah.
So from here, you're going to be performing.
Yeah. Yep.
Where do you draw your influence from?
Oh man, I literally just like black out when I perform. My main influence is not necessarily like how can I perform to the crowd, but how can I get the crowd to perform with me. So it's like, how can we link? I don't know you, you don't know me, but how can we connect in 15, 20 minutes, you know? And leave with an impression. Because some people come and they don't know who I am, so how do I get them like in the loop on what's going on, you know? How do I get them like with that feeling with the music, yeah.
Like,
Yeah, exactly. So it's the same thing from putting a show together is bringing people together. From the performance is bringing people together, you know? The message and everything. I always say, what is life without progression? You know, everyone has a different answer. So, yeah.
You just came out with a new album.
I did, yeah.
Was that based on our current state of the country? Or what was that based on?
Well, it's interesting because there's multiple layers to it. It's the state of the country. It's like the state of everything, you know? Everything is in a situation. Oh, no worries.
You're fine.
Everything's in a situation where there's negative and positive things happening as individuals, as a country, as like a household, whatever. So the whole concept of the project is called The Green. And what the green is like what you could call like a God molecule or something like that. It's what you find in everything, like an atom. And it's the driving force behind positivity and negativity, right? So the idea of calling the project The Green is like, when you grasp it, how do you use that to your advantage? You know, so you could go one way, you could go another, you know?
Are you doing more shows besides just performing here to promote that?
Yeah, I just had a show with Redman and Method Man. I just had a show in Philly. I'm gonna have like some shows in Vermont. I got a show with a guy that's up and coming called Coded a Friend. I did a release show at FET. We actually sold out, that was cool. Oh yeah, I'm performing at the Strand later on tonight, so yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
So,
Just like one song, but.
that's it, right?
Yeah.
How can people find you?
People can find me on Instagram, obviously, the interweb, at ISPOCKA. It's like Spock from Star Trek, but with an A at the end. That's the easiest way to find it. Or SpockaSumma.com.
Perfect, man. Well, I appreciate your time.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
No worries, dude.
And it's crazy where we live in, the media got you blinded. Enslaved to the green, addicted to what it buys us. Put your hands up high, you gotta know the hook. Yeah, you ready?